The initial response to Emilia Perez seemed overwhelmingly positive, a reception that cult classics and box office smashes are made of. But for some people, Mexican people to be specific, Emilia Perez has always had a dark cloud and extremely loud backlash following it. It is only now, after one of the actors landed themselves into controversy, that the film and its negative aspects and outcry have finally been taken into wider consideration. The film's performances were highlighted as career bests for actresses Zoe Saldana and Selena Gomez, while it was viewed as a major breakthrough for actress Carla Sofia Gascon. Several industry veterans, including Meryl Streep, came out in support of the film. The road to award season seemed paved with gold. The movie led with nominations at the Oscars, receiving 13 nominations. The film also won 4 Golden Globes. However, the campaign for this movie seemed to fall apart in real time. The pushback from the public seems to be at great odds with the industry's love of this film. It's been a while since a movie campaign has been so effortlessly destroyed by the public, and some would say for good reason. Speaking of good reason, a friend of mine has developed a new social media app based on talent. If you're someone who wants to be an influencer or looking to try a new social media platform, check out Pageant. On Pageant, you pick a category to play or vote in and compete based on different challenges or songs. I've been using it for the past few days and I can't lie, it's been really fun. If you're looking for a place to showcase your talent, try Pageant. So what actually is Emilia Perez? What does it focus on? According to IMDb, Emilia Perez follows 3 remarkable women in Mexico, each pursuing their own happiness. Cartel leader Emilia enlists unappreciated lawyer Rita to help fake her death so that she can finally live authentically as her true self. In modern-day Mexico, overqualified and exploited lawyer Rita is wasting her talents working for a large firm, which is far better at whitewashing criminal garbage than at serving justice. But an unexpected way out appears, the sort of offer that cannot be refused, to help cartel boss nicknamed Little Hands retire from his business and disappear forever. He has a plan he's been fine-tuning in secret for years to become, at last, the woman he's always dreamed of becoming. It sounds pretty cool and modern on paper, but there seemed to be an oversight of the incorporation of Mexicans in this film, and the people involved in the film appeared to be very dismissive towards Mexican people when asked about the film's shortcomings. In fact, I go as far to say, a few of the people who were involved in this film were blatantly disrespectful to Mexican people on numerous occasions, the culture that this movie was based off of. It is insane to me that it took a cast member's bigoted tweets for the controversy to actually conjure up a widespread conversation. According to The Guardian, Mexicans began observing that Emilia Perez was a film about Mexico where just one main actor was Mexican, made by a French director who speaks no Spanish, shot in France, scripted with unnatural sounding dialogue, and heavy with stereotypes. Carla, the Spanish transgender woman who plays Emilia Perez, shot back on X saying the unjustified hate was coming from a few people with their own interests. It's a pity that they use so many profiles to uselessly attack a film with such a beautiful message and representation, instead of using them to support Mexican films and creators. It's a pity they don't use the same bots and paid attacks to demand justice and a fairer society in the world. I think this tweet reads as very tone deaf, and needless to say, Mexicans rejected the idea that this film is an accurate representation of Mexico. Once again, the film was not filmed in Mexico despite being set there, and features no Mexican leads. The director, Jacques Audiard, also faced criticism when he said he did not do much research on Mexico while making the film. I didn't study much, he said. What I had to understand, I knew. Carla Sofia Gascon, who plays Emilia, is from Spain. Zoe Saldana, who plays Rita, is from the US with Dominican and Puerto Rican ancestry. And Selena Gomez is from the US with Mexican and Italian heritage. In November, casting director Carla Hull said she and her team did a big search for actors across Mexico, the United States, Spain, and all of Latin America, but did not find any Mexican actors suitable for the main roles. We wanted to keep it really authentic, but at the end of the day, the actors who embodied these characters are the ones that are right here, she said. Her remarks received a lot of backlash because it's essentially saying there was a lack of talent in Mexico. It's also funny, so you mean to tell me, coincidentally, the stars who were cast in these roles were some of the biggest names in the industry, just by coincidence. There were 0 unknowns that you could find. It just sounds like a PR answer. And also, how do you keep a film authentic when there wasn't even a lot of research done on Mexico for the film, and there wasn't an extensive amount of Mexican people utilized in the film? I think they were better off saying that this is a fantasy film and decentering Mexico and Mexican people, instead of trying to portray this film as authentic to the Mexican people and Mexican experience. Then the conversation of language comes in, which has been a very heated discussion online, specifically for Selena Gomez. Her language skills have been mocked extensively. Mexican actor and comedian Eugenio Derbez made headlines in December when he called Gomez's Spanish indefensible. "I feel like she doesn't know what she's saying," host Gabby Meza said on the podcast. "If she doesn't know what she's saying, she can't give her acting any nuance." Gomez responded to the criticism saying, "I understand where you're coming from. I'm sorry, I did the best I could with the time I was given," she wrote. Selena admitted in an interview that she was not as happy with what she feels like she could have done in Spanish, but said she hoped it didn't hinder her performance. It is important to mention that Gomez's character is Mexican and grew up in the US. Still, many native speakers thought her Spanish was too poor to meet the demands for Emilia Perez. Selena was recently quoted saying she doesn't give a fuck about the hate Emilia Perez is receiving and that they're making history.
What do you want audiences to take from this movie? And what is something that we can use from the movie to spread for more inclusion and love and less terrible stuff? Hate is a good appropriate word.
It's kind of like I don't give a fuck about that, because honestly, we came out at the exact right time, and we're making history, and literally Carla is our anchor through this whole thing. And it would be terrible if we stopped telling stories. We are allowed to. This is our space that we're supposed to feel safe to tell stories. And it doesn't mean we should stop because, you know, and I think that if anything, this should encourage people. And that's why it makes me so happy that it's doing well, because it's showing everyone that we are going to go places and we're going to make you think. And we're gonna show you what love and what people are.
The backlash about Emilia Perez's authenticity was immediate, but brought to a wider conversation recently when Carla's tweets were uncovered. For context, Carla is a trans woman and became the first openly transgender actress to be nominated for the Academy Award for Best Actress due to the film. People were shocked at how blatantly racist and bigoted she is. And usually when there's a tweet controversy, it's analyzing something from a decade ago. But no, these tweets are all in recent history. The posts, many of which were deleted, were resurfaced by journalist Sarah Hagi. They were largely posted between 2020 and 2021. There are various tweets targeting various communities ranging from Black people, Muslims, Chinese people, George Floyd, and even Oscar's diversity. Carla did apologize and stated she is not a racist, though she felt there was a targeted campaign against her. Gaskin told CNN she would not withdraw her Best Actress nomination, though Variety reported Netflix is no longer in direct contact with her and will no longer cover travel expenses for upcoming award shows, and she will reportedly not be in attendance for other upcoming events. Zoe Saldana said that she is still processing the controversy, adding that it makes her really sad because she doesn't support what Gaskin said in her old tweets. Gaskin previously said in a statement to Variety she apologizes for her past social media posts that have caused hurt, stating that as a trans woman, she knows the suffering all too well and that she is deeply sorry to those that she has caused pain. The director of Emilia Perez has gone on to distance himself from Carla. It is very hard for me to think back on the work I did with Carla, the trust we shared, the exceptional atmosphere that we had on the set that was indeed based on trust. And when you have that kind of relationship and suddenly you read something that that person has said, things that are absolutely hateful and worthy of being hated, of course that relationship is affected. I haven't spoken to her, and I don't want to. She's in a self-destructive approach that I can't interfere in, and I really don't understand why she's continuing, he said. Why is she harming herself? Why? I don't understand it. And what I don't understand about this too is why she's harming people who are very close to her. It's unfortunate that she said these things because we're in a time where people are looking to hate marginalized groups, and this gives those people a reason. Even if they don't care about the reason, they now have one. But even on top of that, she is a part of the problem and the one who disappointed a lot of people and said a lot of racist, awful things. This will likely impact the award campaign. Carla has already pulled out various promotional efforts, and Zoe Saldana has continued to be outspoken. What a perfect storm of terrible PR.